just about everybody figures that if you're going to turn prospects into customers, you've got to increase urgency. You got to do it faster. You got to add velocity to the sales process. But maybe, just maybe, there's a whole different path to consider. We'll tell you all about it in this episode of Highway to Sell, where we take the hurtin' out of converting leads into sales. The show is brought to you by Demandbase, the leader in smarter go-to-market. I am marketing and customer experience expert Jay Baer, and our guest in this edition of Highway to Sell is one of my favorite people on the planet. He is the best-selling author of Exactly What to Say. It is the one, the only, Phil M. Jones. Phil, thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here, Jay. Thanks for having me.
You've been doing this a long time. You have been a sales advisor, a go-to-market expert for years and years and years and years. You've seen this problem up close. What do you think is the number one mistake that go-to-market professionals make when they're trying to increase velocity?
Oh, man. Number one mistake, I think, is probably a failure to create a problem that is big enough in the first instance, is that they don't do the work to be able to prove that what their solution is trying to solve actually exists and it exists at scale. So they launch straight into 1,000 features and benefits, or all the reasons why this is a good idea, or why thousands of other customers have benefited in the past. But they don't get clarification that actually the outcome that their product or service can solve or impact even exists, or it exists at a big enough of a scale.
So the pain isn't fully understood, or isn't even known for sure that the prospective customer has enough pain to make this conversation worthwhile.
And we could be talking pain, but I think just knowledge of current situation is there isn't enough, integrity around the questions that are being asked to say that what I'd like to be true is actually true. And I think this discussion around pain point is something I try to be able to avoid. But there is enough truth that is the truth that means that your truth is worth answering.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So then what's the antidote to this, right? We talked about they don't know enough to make the velocity happen. As you know, the show is called Highway to Sell. So what advice do you have for people who want to go faster when closing deals?
Well, I think there's two things. Is that when you finally get yourself into a position of a conversation, is you get to permission in that conversation really quickly. And there's a way you can do that is firstly, simple opening that is polite. I call this framework OFQ, so opening fact question, is polite opening in the conversation. Then you got to hit a mutually agreeable fact. So that mutually agreeable fact might be, look, what I understand about you is that you're looking to get better at blank, that you're looking to be able to increase opportunities in XYZ. And they go, yes, I am. Then an easy to answer question. If you hit an easy to answer question next on that, then what happens is you get permission to be in the conversation. So the minute you say, is that something that's a new thing, or have you been experiencing a while? They say, I've been experiencing a while. Permission to discuss. Onwards from there, what you just need the reminder is that prescription before diagnosis is malpractice, right? We know that in the medical field. The same thing is true when we're looking to go to market. So what you really want to be able to do is to ask big, broad, wide open questions like, what is your current situation? And for how long? And when was the last time? And what was the impact of? And I think if you can stack questions like that, what you do is you create a problem worth solving. And then you can ask almost qualifying conditional questions like, would it help if, or how helpful would it be, or what kind of difference would it make if? And making those conditional leading statements is like, that would make a hell of a difference. That would be awesome. That would be game changing. You're like, great, well, that's why I'm here. And I think that early stage questioning to get firstly permission, and then true understanding of a current situation that presents a problem worth solving, then all of a sudden makes it downhill. Because what it does is it stops it from being you versus them, and it makes it you and them versus it. And previously, the it was
whatever the
well-defined.
boogeyman is. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to get to defining the it, and now all of a sudden you can go on a journey together that says, well, we're using our solution, we can help make a giant impact in blank.
One of my takeaways here, and I've never really thought about this before, is maybe the issue is that go-to-market professionals are afraid to ask big, broad questions because they feel like it then is interpreted like they didn't do their homework. But actually,
Right?
if you ask big, broad questions, that is doing better homework. That it's okay to ask questions that aren't rifle shot specific.
And look at that, like really specific route in through OFQ, and then big, broad, wide opening. So what might the fact be? is, I've been doing some homework and understand that you're currently working with insert name of competitor, right? There's a fact like, yes, I am. Question is, how long have you been working with them? Well, we've been with them for 9 years. Oh, permission to be in the call, right? So you've got that. So, what is your current situation with how you're using CRM to be able to achieve black? What is your current situation around how that your team are talking about the value they're getting from that? But a specific broad question allows you to be able to create a gray space, which is a play space, which is a safe space.
And I love that. I think everybody tuning into this episode of Highway to Sell can absolutely use these smart questions, these techniques to get permission to go deeper and learn more. And in so doing, you'll increase your velocity towards a conversion. Phil, thank you so much. It's really, really smart answer to what was a deceptively simple question. Certainly, our audience would now like to know more about you. What's the best place to do that? Where'd you like to send them?
Either stop by philmjones.com or exactlywhattosay.com and learn more about how finding the right words at the right time can make a powerful difference in all of your conversions, both in terms of speed and quality.
We'll make sure to put that in the episode and link it below as well. philmjones.com, exactlywhattosay.com. He is Phil M. Jones. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Phil M. Jones with spectacular advice about asking better questions. Friends, don't forget, if there is a sales goal that you need to exceed, the best way to do it is to increase your speed. Tune in to the next episode of Highway to Sell for more great tips. Do me a favor, won't you? Tell your friends and colleagues about this show as well. For Demandbase, I'm Jay Baer. See you next time.